5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to give you 5 of our top places we love in Massachusetts. Hey everyone, my name is Matt Swierk and I'm a local real estate expert with the Legacy Star team powered by Keller Williams Realty right here in Massachusetts. If this is your first time to our YouTube channel, we're going to tell you everything there is to eating, sleeping, drinking, playing, and some of the top 5 places we love here in Massachusetts. So you definitely want to subscribe to our channel. You're going to click the little bell so every time we make a new video, you're going to be notified. So we have a lot of people that reach out to us. There's a lot of questions about Massachusetts. We love the state. We love answering that question. It really motivates us. So you have questions. We're going to provide you with information. And all you need to do is send us a text. You can send us an email. You can give us a call. We're available any way you want. We're even starting to play around with Morse code. Beep, 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 beep. Just kidding. So just remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've got you back. So today we're just going to talk about some of the top 5 places that we love in Massachusetts. Very difficult to narrow this down. And of course I have to play favorites. I have to identify Quincy, Massachusetts, the city of presidents, my hometown, actually my home city. I could be on this video for hours talking about how great Quincy is. Quincy is really impressive because it is the city of presidents. We have a lot of history as far as John Quincy Adams, no surprise with the name. And what I absolutely love about Quincy is, number one, the location in Massachusetts is phenomenal. I look at it as the gateway to the South Shore. We have a North Shore, South Shore thing in Massachusetts, and I'm a South Shore guy. We love the North Shore. We're going to talk about some North Shore towns later in the video. However, Quincy, actually, I love the accessibility of it, where you're able to take the T. We talked about that in a different video, just you getting on the T, going into Boston, being able to travel anywhere. As far as Quincy is concerned, Quincy is actually the 8th largest city in the state, and it's the first city south of Boston. So it really, as far as the city of Boston is concerned, we're just south of that. And then what that's going to do is that allows you to get down going towards the South Shore towns and then eventually getting to the Cape. So that's why I call it the gateway to the South Shore. I also love the fact that we are right on the water, and there's this wonderful area called Marina Bay. Marina Bay is it's a phenomenal area that actually looks at Boston from a different view, from the other side of the bay. So I absolutely love going out there. Great restaurants, beautiful boats everywhere, lots of different areas you can walk, bring your dogs if you want to take them for a walk. Another thing that's interesting about Quincy is that at one point in time we were the flounder capital of the world. And we also, because we're on the water, there's a water shuttle that will bring you back and forth to Boston. So if you got to jump on a plane to travel somewhere else, you can easily get there. Quincy has a lot to offer. Definitely check it out. It's a great place to live. All right, so now that we're starting off in the South Shore, or the gateway of the South Shore, that we've left Quincy, we're going to sneak down to the Cape. I'm going to get a lot of fights with people on this one as far as what some of the best towns are down on Cape Cod. Hands down, one of my favorites is Wellfleet. Wellfleet, definitely famous for its oysters. There's a great restaurant that's down there, overlooks the ocean, has every type of oyster you can imagine, whether you want them raw or on the half shell or you want them baked on the half shell. It's an awesome place, and there's really, really beautiful sand dunes and sand cliffs, and the beaches are just fantastic down there. What I love about Wellfleet is, if you know Cape Cod, and I'm going to be kind of going backwards here of how I describe it on the map. Actually, I think I did it right. The little hook that we have as far as Massachusetts is concerned, Wellfleet, you have to pass through Wellfleet to get out to Provincetown. That's another place that people absolutely love. But Wellfleet it's a really interesting place. They have these beautiful freshwater ponds. You have the ocean. And something that's really interesting is that Wellfleet actually has one of the only ship bells that's still rung around the world. And so what that means is way back when there were crews working on ships, they used to have a 4-hour cycle where this bell would ring and it would go from starboard to port, depending on who was on what crew, to watch out to make sure that that was protected. So really, really weird fact as far as life is concerned, but definitely you want to check out a ship bell and research that, see what that's all about. The interesting thing with Wellfleet as well is that there's 61% of Wellfleet is actually made up of the Cape Cod National Seashore. So there's, most of the town is going to be on the water, and I have a lot of great memories of going down there as a kid. Really a lot to do. Like I said, the oysters, the shellfish is phenomenal down there. I mean, Massachusetts, you can't really go wrong as far as seafood's concerned. But definitely Wellfleet is a great place to check out. Do some Googling, and when you do come here, if you want to give me a call, we'll go down there and take a trip together, because I would love to eat some oysters. All right, so if you've seen any of our other videos, I've talked about these belts in Massachusetts. We have what's referred to as the 495 belt. We have the 95 belt. So after we leave the Cape, we're going to sneak up on the interior belt of 95. And when we start to travel up 95, we're going to come across a city called Waltham. Waltham was referred to as Watch City. Back in 1854, Waltham, the company was... Waltham Watch. Waltham Watch was actually the first watch company that started making watches on an assembly line. So that's really interesting. There's a couple restaurants that refer to Watch City Brew Company, and there's an awesome street called Moody Street that has so many different restaurants. There's so much activity there, so you could definitely get lost for a couple days just wandering up and down, tasting all the different types of food. Very, very, very diverse area. Waltham has a lot of industry. Like I said, it's on that 95 belt. So as far as accessibility, a lot of companies go there because you can easily commute all different areas to get to Waltham. Waltham has tons and tons of restaurants. It's got this great place called the Chateau. We always go there. That's a small little chain that we have in Massachusetts. Awesome Italian food, great prices, nice big venues. You can bring the whole family there. We spend most of our birthdays and celebrations there just because it's fantastic. We love Italian food. And Waltham is a very interesting area because it's dense in the sense where you have a lot of multi-families there. There is a lot of single-family homes, and because it's become so desirable, there is a lot of lots that you would have one big, you'd have one big lot with a house on it, and they've actually taken those and stripped it down and have lots of small houses. And it's very, very family friendly, even though everything's packed really tight. So there's a lot of great places to go down, bring the family for an ice cream cone, or if you just want to jump in, do some nightlife down there, if you want to be by yourself. So definitely a great place to be. Lots of activity, lots of nightlife, and it's one of our favorite places to go. So as I talked a little bit about restaurants, something just popped into my mind. I said, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. All right, so Carl's Steakhouse. Carl's Steakhouse, massive steak and cheese subs. The meat they use, it's like this little, they're almost like little pellets. I can't even describe what it's like. However, the food is unbelievable. The steak and cheese, some of the best steak and cheese I've ever had. And because they were so popular, they actually expanded multiple restaurants throughout the state. So there's places like TC Lando's. There's all these different places that came from this place, Carl's. And if you know anyone that's from Waltham and you say Carl's, they're going to just have a big grin and think of that awesome steak and cheese sub. So we've traveled up that belt, right, as far as on the 95 belt, and there's another belt that goes out a little bit further, and that's the 495 belt. So we have two roads, like I said, multiple times that wrap around the city. Now, when we travel up the 495 belt, a little bit out past Waltham, we're going to talk about Westford. Westford, really interesting community. Way back when, just like a lot of the towns here, it was a very small farming area. And over time, things happen fast, and we have a major hub here as far as being on the 495 belt. Interesting things about Westford are there is the Neshoba Valley ski area. So it's not a giant mountain, right? However, if you have the itch to ski and you don't want to travel too far out to the western part of the state, or if you don't want to get out of Massachusetts to ski, you can check out that place. I'm not a skier, however, I do go on snow tubes. So they have a tubing park, which is really fun. And then in the summertime, they also have this place called the Tiki Bar, and great outdoor seating, really, really nice place. So that's a lot of fun as far as Westford's concerned. We have a lot, because of the boom in here as far as this town's concerned, we have a lot of different fusion restaurants, a lot of great Indian, a lot of great Asian. I mean, you name it, there's so many great places here that, this is definitely becoming a place that people are loving to move to, especially because of the school systems. So we have a lot of great school systems in Massachusetts. However, Westford is one of the top rated ones. So that's a huge draw here. And location is great. Like I said, we're on that 495 belt. There's another road that kind of travels out through Massachusetts called Route 2, so that's easily accessible. And just like a lot, we've talked about the commuter rail in the different videos here. One of the towns next to Westford, which is Acton, that has the commuter rail, so very easy to jump in there if you want to commute to Boston. Another little fun fact is we got a couple hotels and kind of extended stay places here. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot. However, we have this place, the Westford Regency, has an awesome health club, has an awesome indoor swimming pool. So if you want to exercise and not have to worry about going to the beach, you could definitely join that club, and it's a great place to go. So we're going to round off this little bit of a tour by going up to the North Shore of Massachusetts. Now, of course, we're back on the water, right? A lot of our state is on the water, so that's what I'm going to talk about. As far as Newburyport, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area up on the North Shore of Boston. And what's amazing with Newburyport, it's very rich with its maritime history, and being on the coast, it's a very, there's a different feel than whether you're down on the Cape or even in a place like Quincy, right? Because you have a completely different set as far as sights and sounds as far as the ocean's concerned. What's really beautiful up in Newburyport is there's a lot of great brick architecture. There's great cobblestone walkways. It's a very, very, very quaint town. And, just like we were talking in Wellfleet, there's some really nice art galleries there. Lots of great outdoor dining, and it's definitely, it has the feel of that quaint New England town with the nice street lights, and it's definitely a place people love to go. We're always talking about food. I might have mentioned it before, the great, great, great restaurants. The seafood up there is phenomenal. And Newburyport is probably the most active area as far as the towns that are on there, as far as Rowley, Newbury, Georgetown. So Newburyport, draws a lot of people in from those surrounding communities. So just like a lot of places in the summertime, in the wintertime, it'll kind of dip down a little bit, and then as we get it back into the warmer weather, a lot of people like to flood there. But it's definitely a great place to, if you want to grab some clams, grab an ice cream cone, just hang out and, watch the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful boats up there. It's a great community. So we hope you've enjoyed some of the top 5 areas that we like as far as Massachusetts and why we like them. And of course, having a big state with lots of information, we're going to have lots of lists, lots of different facts for you. Stay tuned for the next video, because if you don't get what you're looking for here, you should find it on the next one. And remember, you can always reach out to us and we'll give you that information.